Hey everyone, it's Lori, Marie, Evelyn, Ronnie, Sarah, Katya, and Hurley right now. And we are going to start with some new consultant kickoff. So this is like brand new consultant, whether you have a new consultant and you're training them, or whether you are a new consultant and you just would like a refresh, or you've been in JAF for a while and you haven't really checked in more recently about just your basics of how to start. If you want to restart or relaunch your business, this is another way of doing that. So we're just going to go over some very basic things. Again, you can use them at any time in your Jaffa life, but it's just a way to kind of restart or rethink, or sometimes it's good just to refresh and to start thinking about things while you're doing your business, how you want to do your business, and this is a good way to start that. So with no further ado, we are going to start in my first 90 days guide that came out a while ago. This, I'm sure at some point we'll get a facelift and a little bit of an update, but for now, we're just gonna show you the one that's available on jaffaroyalty.com under Beautiful, My Training Library, and then under Consultant there. So that's where you would find it. It just looks like this, called My First 90 Days. There's a PDF version that you can download. It's not available to purchase anymore, but this is a great way to share it as well, as most people can read a PDF.
And it's nice too, because you can print off certain pages too.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, and if you like, if you can print off each area that you want to, you can write on it, make notes, scribble on it, then print it again if you mess up or want to start over. All right, so why did that jump to that page? That is really funny. All right, we're gonna go to the first one. There we go. So let's get started. This is your checklist. It's kind of a place to start. Think of all the things that you can sign up for, naming your website, all that stuff. Okay, so first things first, this is an older version of My First 90 Days, and we all have a free website. So that's the first thing I want to make clear. You have a free website when you sign up for Jafra in general. You had one. If you have been in Jafra for a while, you have been assigned one, or you have one available to you. So the way to find that, and I'm just going to show you where it is, because that is the easiest thing to do. So if you go to Jafra Biz, I'm going to find Jafra Biz, and you log in right now, this is the home page of Jafra Biz. That's jafrabiz.com. All of your preferences and setup is going to be under the My Account section. So if you go to My Account, which is on the very, very top right, can you guys, well, if you guys, I think you guys can see this. You should be able to. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so it's a little bit easier. Okay. By the way, if you ever want to zoom when you're online, you hold down the control key and the plus sign, or the control key and the minus sign, and you can zoom out and in on almost any website. Just a little tip. So this is the My Account section. It opens up to the General tab, which is here on the left. This is where you can change everything except for your first name and your consultant ID. Those things are locked, could not be changed unless you legally changed your name and you called Jafra and went through that process. But your last name, so if you get married, whatnot, you can change your last name that shows. Your language, your email, you can do all of that. The first number on the list is the number that will show up on your website. So if you put your home phone in here, that's the number that your clients will see. So if you want them to have your cell phone, which is generally preferred because we are more flexible that way, then you can put your cell phone there. All right, so for preferences, well, first of all, for website, let's go to your website management. And this is where you're gonna see, if you don't remember what your website name is, or you're not sure, you can go here and it will tell you that your URL, mine happens to be jafra.com/LALLEY, because that's my first initial last name. That is the default web address for all of us. However, when you signed up, you have a one-time shot of changing that to anything you want in the sign-up process. So if you have a new consultant signing up and she wants to have a different name, as long as it's not taken by anyone else, you can have pretty much anything you want, as long as it's appropriate. And this is where you can check to make sure your website is on. Now, if you've been in Jafra for a while and you have not checked this recently, you might want to come in and just be sure that it says on. And the purple box is what you're looking for. So if the purple box says on, then you're good. If you want to turn it off for any reason, even temporarily, and because you're not doing business, you're going to be out of the country, whatnot, you can click the off button and then click save, and it will save it as off. But I would recommend just leaving it on. Orders that are on your website are shipped directly to your clients anyway, so even if you're not in country or you're not available, Jafra is still going to be able to take care of those clients that you have set up. So that is just my opinion, but at any point you can turn it off. But because once in a while, come in here and just be sure it says on, just to make sure your site is live. You can also, of course, type your own URL into any search engine, and it will show you if your site is on, but this is another way to see it. Okay, under preferences, here on the left again.
I just have a quick question.
Yes, absolutely.
So just to backtrack again, what if my website is on and I did all this and when I type in my address, it still doesn't come up?
That should not happen.
Okay, I'm just saying, I just had it happen with a couple consultants.
That would be a call to Jafra, because that sounds like there's something behind the scenes. I don't think that's happening as much anymore. When we first switched systems, I know that there was some glitches with that, but I believe most of that has been ironed out. But you can certainly call Jafra or get on chat with Jafra. And by the way, chat is not as obvious as it used to be. So this is where you find chat. If you're in Jafra Biz, if you click on Contact Us here on the top left under your photo, right here, there's a link right in the center of the page. It says Chat with Us, and Chat with a live representative is highlighted in purple. If you click on that, a chat box pops up. And right now, there's not anyone available, so no one's going to sign up or show up. But what it will say when you put your name and email in there, what it will say is that they'll say no agents available right now, but if it's during business hours, Monday through Friday, they will pop on as soon as they are available. So you just kind of leave it open and wait for them to answer you. Okay, so back to my account. Going a little off track, but I wanted to make sure you know where chat is, because chat is a great option for getting a quick answer from Jafra. It's sometimes easier than making a phone call. So under preferences, this is where you're going to opt in for email and text messages from Jafra. Again, this is going to be the phone number that pops up is going to be your main number. I would highly suggest always signing up yes for these, because you can always opt out if you find that you're not getting information that you are worried about. Then you can opt out. But the thing is that any special sales, any announcements, any changes, if they're canceling a meeting or whatnot, that comes through a text message. So it's important to be connected and to always know what the best deals are. It'll remind you if there's something that's about to expire, things like that. So I would highly suggest coming into my account preferences and choosing your opting in for email and text message. And again, you just make the changes and click on save. While we're in here, account activity is where you're going to find your order history. Now you see there's two tabs, my orders and payments. And then if you click on order history directly, you have my orders and client orders. And the client orders is anything on your website. So if someone's ordered on your website, it's going to show under client orders. If it's anything you've done through Jafra Biz, it's going to show under my orders. And to the right, you're going to see the view button, which will show you your order. Now, I will show you this. This is one that's been shipped. So once it's shipped, this is where your tracking number is. When you click on view in any invoice, you're going to see a tracking number there for that order, as well as a list of what you ordered. Okay? So hopefully that's a simple explanation. All right. Back to our checklist. So I showed you where to sign up for text messages. The client brochure and product catalog, you will get those in your kit. However, they are available immediately on Jafra Royalty for you. The second, actually before you even signed up, Jafra Royalty is open to see. And so I'm going to show you again where that is, because it's good to have. All right, JafraRoyalty.com, all spelled out, run together. This is kind of our hub of downloadable information and tools. And this is going to be where you find the training that we're going to talk about, okay? So Jafra Royalty, this is kind of an information station. Right here it says the 2018 earning opportunity, and this is information about all of our bonuses and programs and whatnot. But if you click on this, this is my little cheat way of getting to all the current stuff. If you click on that, it takes you to the key tools of the month area. So it doesn't just take you to the 2018 opportunity brochure, which is here, the earning opportunity guide, it's right there. But it also gives you the current client brochure, the current July action, month at a glance, the consultant order form, anything like that for July, it's all there. So it's kind of a fast way to get to it rather than going the classic way. But I will show you also how to get there the regular way. So if you're back on the home screen of Jaffa Royalty, you have Beautiful is our training center. Okay, and from here, you can click on these links here to the right, or you can come up to My Library, and then you have your training library and your business library. Business library is where you're going to find key tools for the month, FAQs, product literature, and business forms. Your training library, you're going to have consultants, leaders, parties, products. And this is, for instance, for products, this is where you're going to find all your product pages. The product pages are very important because it gives you a lot of detail on each product. So let's take, this is all the Royal Jelly Ritual, then you have Royal Jelly Remedies. Let's just say we want to go to Royal Jelly Remedies and we want to find out about the Scar Balm. Okay, so when you click on it, it downloads a PDF, which you can then open or save to your computer. But all of these product pages have great information about the size, about what it does, who can use it, how to use it, which is great, and the selling benefits. So these are the benefits of this product that you can talk about, especially if you're brand new. You don't have to know everything because everything's at our fingertips. So if someone asks you a question, you say, no problem, let me find out. And you can go to the product pages. You can call your upline, your sponsor, the upline manager. But sometimes if they're not available, you can come right here and it tells you exactly the key ingredients, selling benefits, and how to use it, which is great because that way you don't have to try to figure it out. All right. So that's one of those places. So again, it's going to be Jaffa Royalty, and then Beautiful, and then Beautiful is the hub. Now you're also under Beautiful, you're going to find training modules is what we call them. So for business or for product. So if I come here to Jaffa Royalty, Beautiful, training, business training, and my first steps, you can see some very simple videos that you can go through that really just talk about this business and how to get started. And they're all very simple. They're all between 5 to 7 minutes to about, I think the longest one's maybe 20 minutes or 25 minutes long. So they can be done on your mobile device during a lunch break. So they're great. We have Let's Get Started. You can go in order or you can jump around. It doesn't matter. But they are really great videos, just little walkthroughs about really basic business tools. Okay. And then product training, these are great too because this has some really wonderful videos about our products and how to use them and their selling benefits. I would highly suggest starting with Royal Jelly. Start with the Royal Jelly Ritual Part 1, Part 2. We are getting a huge upgrade to the Royal Jelly Ritual line. It's going to be Royal Revitalize in just a few weeks. But much of this information in here is going to be very, very close because they're just doing a slight upgrade on the technology and the delivery system. That is wonderful, but it's going to be very, very similar to the Ritual line. So I would start there because some of the other lines will be eventually phasing out. All right. That's a lot of information. Any of you leaders on there have any other tidbits of anything or anything I'm missing that you can think of?
Just go in and play with it when you have time, because the only way you're going to get used to it and to familiarize yourself with it, even myself, I'll be like, where do I go again? And so you just kind of play around till you can find it, because sometimes you can find it in multiple, like you said, Lori, different places as well too. So, but everything you really need is all right here. It really, really is everything. And can you show them where well, you did kind of show them where the e-brochures were too, but those are on your websites too. You can actually link that from your website.
Yes, I can show you that.
Because when you take it from Jaffa Royalty, And if you share it or you post it, it's just going to be Jafra.com. It's not going to go right to your personal website when they decide to shop.
Yeah, well, the current ones are not linked to you specifically right now because they don't have the interactive version
Right.
of it. But this is my website, and all of ours look pretty much the same, except for the information on the top is yours, not mine, or not mine, if you're on your website. But if you hover over e-catalog, the current July brochure shows up, as well as the current spring-summer catalog. This is going to be where this happens twice a year. We get a new catalog in the spring and then again in the fall, usually November 1st, sometimes October 1st. It just depends on the year and where the launches are. But a lot of time, it's been November the last few years. But if you are on here and you right-click, not left-click, which you normally do, but right-click, you can copy the link address. And then if you copy it, you could paste it into, let's see if I can. So if I go to, let's say.
There's also a link there for you to share it to Facebook too.
Yes, you can also do that. But let's say that I wanted to private message it to myself. This is something I do actually. I'll send a private message to myself on Facebook with a link. Also, it'll be the link for the month for the brochure. Yeah. So if I paste that link there, it says, it's just a kind of a long link, but it's a link directly. So if someone clicks on that in a message or in a text, it pops up the digital brochure for the month. So they can flip through this on their phone with super easily.
Pretty cool.
It has all, yeah, it's a really great tool. So
does everyone understand the difference between getting it from your personal website and then getting it just from Jafra Royalty?
And then you can also get it from Jafra Biz.
Right.
Yes. Yep, you can. We can show you that. Yep. So on Jafra Biz, this is your consultant login. And you're always going to know that because it says shop, my business, what's happening, and sponsoring. That's how you know that you're on Jafra Biz. But if you go under my business, you can get straight to Jafra Royalty, the training library, the business library, webinars, product training, business training, and new business. So if you don't want to try to figure out where I told you to go on Jafra Royalty, you can come straight here and link directly to them.
You can also, in the bottom left-hand corner is the e-brochure right there too.
Right. Yep, right here. Action, opportunity guide, monthly brochure, product catalog. So you have all of this stuff right at your fingertips. Super easy.
I like to, just a little tidbit too, I like to copy and paste the catalogs to my notes on my phone. So that way I have them all the time on my phone. So if I want to just share it with somebody else through a text message, it's all right there too.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you clicked on monthly brochure, it would take you to that same link. And then you could, from there, you can copy the link up here in the, up here. You can right click on that. You could save it that way, download it, etc. Okay. Awesome. So I think
learning so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So the link right now to the e-brochure on your website is not actually linked to your website. So it eventually will be again, but it does help to have that because people can shop or flip through it and then they can call you, or they can go back to your website and order under special offers, which is where all of those are.
And if you go back to the e-catalog, Lori, just for a second, you'll see on the bottom, you can share that Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or through an email too right there. So.
Exactly. Or view it. And this is what your clients can do too. So they have those options as well. All right. Back to my workbook. There we go. All right. So that was just number 2. You
actually did number 3 too. But
yeah, we're jumping around a lot. But these are the ways, those are just some of the check boxes. So you can go through and check multiple boxes by doing just a few things. So the next thing is enroll your clients in My Jafra Clients. So this is where, if you're brand new, this is like, I would enroll my mom, my sister, my cousin, my best friend, right? That's who I would enroll first. You don't have to right away. You can wait until some people order from you. But the great thing about myjafraclients.com is that when you enroll someone, it actually mails them, as long as you click on the auto enroll button or auto mail, it will mail the brand new brochure every month to that, directly to that client's door, that person's door. I also like to enroll myself for at least one or two. And for me, I send my daughter, my husband, myself, all English, and I send a Spanish one to my son, because at my home address, that way I have 3 English, 1 Spanish, no matter what. So it's always coming to my door. And I know for sure I'm going to have those. So that's just my silly way of doing it. You could just choose to send yourself
doing that
one.
is really smart too, because then you know when your clients are
Exactly.
theirs too. So.
Even if you just send yourself one for the month, you know you're going to get it at the same time your clients do, like Marie said. So it really does make a huge difference.
And I know some leaders who send it to people on their team to make sure that they're getting a catalog, because if they're not active consultants, they're not receiving a catalog.
Exactly.
Mail, but that's totally that's something.
It is a cost. I mean, it depends on how many you're sending. So this is what it looks like. My draft for clients. And then you log in, and now it has us use the 20 number. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. So here it says I'm currently auto enrolled. That means that automatically every month they get shipped and I get charged, and they put the charge on Jaffer Biz, and you just pay it like you would, or pay it with someone's order or whatnot. So it just goes as a charge against your Jaffer Biz account. It also tells you the orders. So the deadline for August 1st mailing is already passed. So the next deadline is August 7th for the September 1st mail. Now, even if you've passed the deadline, if you have somebody on your mind that you want to put in here, I would log in immediately and put them in, because then you won't forget to do it by the deadline following. Okay. This is where I would click. If I want to change it to only send these when I say to send them, you can do that. But again, I won't suggest that, because I would totally forget to log in and tell them to mail them. But the cool thing is once you have clients in here, you can choose, number one, English or Spanish. So if you have someone that's predominantly Spanish speaking or prefers Spanish, you can have them sent a Spanish brochure, even if you speak English. And you can also uncheck anybody at any time if you do not want them to have it sent to that for that month. If you know they're going to be gone and they're not going to be home, they tell you, hey, I know I'm not going to be there at home, I'm going to be traveling for 3 months. You could uncheck that and still be on auto enroll, but they just wouldn't get it for 3 months. So this is super easy. All you do to add per somebody is their information. The only thing that's going to show up on the mailing is their address, first name. All the rest of this is for you. So their email, their phone number, and any comments. So this is where, if it's somebody that I met at a tabletop, I might put in here, met at the street fair on September 2nd. 1975. Okay, not really, but I was 5 years old. But you could put in here 2018, Bank Street Fair or whatever it was, and that's where. So you kind of remind yourself, if you go in to look, where did I meet them, and and it maybe or at Susie Smith's party on 7/2/18 bought the spa set. See what I mean? So you can add notes, and this won't show up when it's mailed. It's just for you. So it's kind of a cool thing to have.
I like to use it too, because I like to categorize them, like loves royal almonds.
Yeah.
Loves the royal jelly. So that way when there's a good special.
Exactly. And you can tell, you can go back here and look at reports for quite a ways back. I think right now it's not showing very current, but it did show on the previous. So I just use it. Yeah, I use it for clients just new and keep them in here. All right.
Can I just also, it's a great way, and it's a ask at a party if I'm meeting somebody, would you be interested in receiving, our sale catalog or our special catalog every single month? And they're, oh yeah, sure, great, so then you can add them. But statistically, Jaffer did a study, and people who have clients enrolled in this client myclients.com have an increase of sales 50% more than those that don't. So, you know, you think about it. I mean, it is an expense, but if you were to mail the catalog yourself, you'd have to buy the catalog first off. Then you would have to package it in a way that the post office is going to accept it, because you just can't throw a magazine or a brochure like that in the mail. You have to tape it and buy the labels and all that other stuff. And then you have to take it to the post office to have it mailed, which I think it's going to cost you almost $1, isn't it? I think, or maybe a little over $1.
It's over $1. It's over $1.
It's over $1. Plus, you have to buy the catalog on top of it.
Right.
So Jafra, I think the most you have to pay is 90 cents. Is that the highest from 0 to, I think, 50? I don't know. They give you the price.
Might be $1, but even so, it's still cheaper.
And then you don't have to worry about addressing it and doing all that. And the cool thing too is that Jafra will put a personalized message on the back of it. You can choose which one. Every month there's a different little message that you can put for your clients as well too. So it's pretty cool. It looks really professional, and it also gives you a resource for business. So every month you can call these clients that you have enrolled, because you have their phone numbers or their emails or whatever you've entered into their contact information, and you can call and say, hey Lori, you know, it's Marie with Jafra, how are you? You know, did you get the new July book? Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I saw page 5, the royal jelly, whatever. I know how much you love it, so just wanted to connect, see if you're ready to reorder, you know. So it gives you and it's so funny because I don't get catalogs like we used to in the mail anymore because everything's digital, but I would have a pile of catalogs with all the pages folded over of all the things that I wanted to order that I never did. But if somebody had called me from that company and said, oh, Marie, did you receive the new August brochure? Just wondering if you'd like to place an order. I would have ran into my bathroom, because that's where they all are, and I would have opened it up to one of those pages that I folded over and said, yes, I'd like to order item code number, blah, blah. I know I would have, but you know, this kind of goes back to old school, where you can actually do that with your clients. So I love it. I mean, I update it every month and I keep it current, because once again, it becomes a resource. It's like a contact list for you every single month to actually go back and call those people, because they've already ordered product from you, or they've been introduced product, you know, from you, or where you already met them. So they're not such a cold lead anymore. So it's a little easier to talk to them too. So highly recommend that.
So when she was talking about the messages, right here it says your current message selection is, say that 10 times fast, ready to begin something beautiful? Launch your own Jafra business today. Ask me how. If you don't want that message on there, you can click to change it, and you can choose any of these 3 messages to be on the ones for that month. So it's a very cool program.
Yeah.
And certainly for the price, you just can't beat it.
And you can write it off. It's a business expense.
Yeah, this is great.
Write it off. So.
Yes.
I'm glad we went over this.
Definitely. Good, Sarah. I'm glad you're seeing it, or that you're finding value in it. That's awesome. All right. So that's my Jafra clients. Now, Facebook groups. We have a few for the Amber region. And I have this. Oh, here we go. Okay. So for the Amber region, we have the Amber region consultant team, Jafra Amber region consultant team, Jafra events information and training, and Jafra beauty insiders. The first 2, this one, Jafra Amber region consultant team, is for Amber region is the English division of Jafra USA. And we are considered the Amber region. That's what that is. Jackie Geisinger is our regional leadership development director, and she is the corporate employee who is basically our link to Jafra corporate, and she does a lot of our training, and that's kind of her group that she runs. So I help her with it, but this is where we share all the information, what's coming up. Training is all posted there for the Amber region, which is our group. Okay, and then Jafra events information and training is my group. And that's something I started for Spanish and English. So it's bilingual, even though I'm not. So it gets interesting sometimes. Sometimes my posts probably crack some girls up that speak Spanish because I use Google Translate. But, you know, I do try. So, but that is where I post all of the monthly brochures as photos so that you guys can share them by text or in a presentation or whatever you would like to use them for. So I always post the anything basically that we have that Jafra sends us. So the monthly brochure, the business meeting, the action, which is the consultant information brochure. It's called the Action Magazine. And I convert all those to photos from the PDF version that we get and post them there in photos, and then the albums is part of the photos area. Jafra Beauty Insiders is Jafra Corporate's fairly new consultant area for the English division. They have one, Jafra Beauty Insiders en Espanol, but this one is for the English market. And if you just type in Jafra Beauty Insiders or ask your sponsor to send you the link, you can do that. I believe you still have to add your consultant ID to enter there, but that's something that Jafra has to approve you for. The Jafra events and the Jafra Amber Region Consultant Team are both administered by Jackie, myself, and a few other people, so that you can send it to me and ask me to add you, or I will find out if you're a consultant before I add you, because it's the consultant only area for all three of those groups. Yeah, so those are the ones you want to be connected with. Like a lot of us have groups for our districts as well. So like for me, I have one for my district. I think Marie has one for hers. I'm sure Evelyn has one for hers. So you're always going to want to get connected to your sponsor and or upline managers kind of for your team, for your little mini local Jafra family. You want to get connected to that group as well. But these are the corporate or full area, you know, for all of us to be on no matter what group we're in. That was a lot of words.
I just add something here before you jump forward to. In Jafra Events and Training too, there's a files tab, which is another resource for you if you, there's all different kinds of things in there, things that we talk about if somebody shared a form or shared an idea, or had whatever, an outline. A lot of times I know, Laura, you post it there in the files section, so that's another great resource for you too. And now we have our Consultant Mastery 101 Facebook page too that you're going to want to
also true.
Yeah, they got to add the app.
And just as a plug for that, I posted all of the product pages as JPEGs in there. So just saying. Benefits to being part of that group too.
Right. A lot of them you'll find the same information, you know, in all the groups. So don't get overwhelmed. Just whatever one you like the best. And it's another place also where consultants go to ask questions if they're having something, you know, is going on, or they can't find something or whatever it is. That's another place for you to get connected with other consultants in the United States. Or if you're having a problem with something, or you want to share some exciting news. So it's a great communication avenue for us as well.
Absolutely. All right, so that's a lot of information about groups. And I think now that you've said that, I need to update that new consultant basics thing, because I didn't even put the new consultant mastery in there, which is where we are.
I think that on here, the checklist was for you to create an actual Facebook business page.
Right.
I'll check. I was down here to join the Jafra Facebook group.
Okay. All right.
But that is the Jafra Beauty Insiders, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had that. You can of course start your own group for your VIPs. You can you can start your own Jafra business page. Those are all very important too. All right. So 4 things to do for a great start: create your contact list, decide your business hours, promote your business, which is starting your own business page. And or you can be on Instagram, you know, you can share wherever you are, and follow up with contacts.
I just took Samantha English. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's on Facebook, and she does a promotional thing where she talks about all the different social media groups and you know, where to invest your time, and she gets into depth about it. But 62% of consumers will go to social media to find out about a product and even to purchase it. And the number one platform they go to is Facebook.
I think part of that is because you can search so easily.
Yeah.
If you're searching for a product, definitely. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. So if you're kind of thinking, where should I spend my time? You know, and she goes into a whole webinar on how to do that, how to, the best things to do. But I thought that was pretty interesting because everybody seems to think Instagram is, but actually Facebook owns Instagram. So
yeah, exactly. Well, the good thing about, I think no matter if you're on Instagram or not, you need to have a Facebook presence and have a business page, because even Instagram, you can have a business account on Instagram and post to your business page from there. So because it's owned by Facebook, there's a lot of great where you can do things
interacting
at the same time. Yeah, it's interacting is great.
That was
for sure. But creating your contact list, that is one of the first things you want to do. And you start with your friends and family. You can think about all the places you go, your hair salon, your post office, you can think of lots of different people that you see every day, because Jafra is not about, banging down doors and being pushy. It's about sharing what you love with the people around you. So it's kind of like, I always think of it as when you have a really good coupon at a store and you tell all your friends, oh my gosh, did you see the Kohl's coupon? Or did you see the coupon for whatever it was, $50 off or a great discount? It's like, that's the same way that you're sharing. So you're sharing what is great skincare, especially if you start using it and you start seeing the results yourself. You find that passion because you've experienced it yourself and you can share it. But even before you experience it, look around you and listen to the stories of other Jafra girls, because before you have your own story, you are welcome to share ours. You're welcome to share your upline managers or your sponsors. Ask them why they love Jafra. And you'll start to hear stories of real life experiences, not stuff that someone made up or whatnot, but real people's real experiences. And you can use those when you share. You could say, my friend had this experience and I've tried it and I just started using it, but I love how it feels or how it smells or whatever it is that you love about it. So when you're creating your contact list, you want to start, it's very simple to get to 100 people. You would think it'd be really hard, but if you start thinking about it and you start thinking about all the places you go every day, then it's a lot easier to come up with.
I always say, how many people say, well, I don't really have any friends. I'm like, really? Do you have a Facebook account? Yeah. How many friends you got on Facebook? Oh, but those aren't my real friends. Those are, you know what I mean? But out of, the 700, 800,000, 2,000 friends that you have on Facebook, it's going to be very easy to find people.
Exactly. Yes. And that's the thing is you can share it when you share on Facebook, you're reaching those people. And then if you listen, you watch people, what they're posting. If they post something and you think, man, Jafra's got something that would totally help with that, then you private message them and say, hey, I saw that you were asking about whatever it is, sun care for your child, or that your baby has a really bad diaper rash, and what could you use? And here's a few ideas from a company that I work with or that I have, and how can I help you? Would you like some free samples? So you're listening and paying attention to people around you, and just sharing what is true, and then you go from there. The person that you signed you up, and in Jafra Royalty, there's a piece called the Memory Jogger, and it just gives you an idea jogs your memory of people that and ways that you can come up with that list. And of course, you start with the people around you. And this is why having a welcome party is super important, because you want to kick off, even if you just want to be a personal shopper, you signed up because you love the products, right? So there's no reason why your family members aren't going to want to know the same secret that you found out. So if you have a welcome party and your upline or your sponsor could help you with that, and if you don't want to sell and you don't want any of those sales, your upline manager or your sponsor could take those clients for you and sell from their own business if you truly just want to be a personal buyer. But why not get your own stuff for free? Mm-hmm. Right? So if you have a welcome party and your sponsor or your upline manager can help you, again, they can come and help you run it. If you do that, you could get enough purchases, enough clients buying from you every month or so to get your own stuff at cost or for free. Well, you're going to get it at cost anyway, but to get it for free, you only need a few people buying, right? So why not share that with your friends and family? Just see what happens. You never know. It could make a few $100s and it could be a few hours. That could be fun. But the idea is just do that in the first week or two after you sign up if you can. And if you haven't done one in a while and you've been a consultant for 20 years and you're just kind of starting to kind of pick up and do it as a business instead of buying just off and on, do a grand relaunch of your business, do a grand opening or reopening or whatever you want to call it. And just invite a bunch of girlfriends over to experience Jafra and see what happens. So it doesn't matter how long you've been a consultant, you can always do a grand opening, right? Or a relaunch.
Well, and the cool thing is that Jafra's so new now because we have the whole new Royal Jelly Revitalized line. So
exactly.
It's new, brand new.
Exactly. So there's another reason. You can always come up with a reason. There's always something on sale that is exciting and fun, or a new product coming out. Jafra's launching so many new things in the next few years. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities to do reacquaint yourself with Jafra Party. So that's part of promoting your business. But you do want to decide what your business hours are. If you're going to run it as a business and you're not just going to be a personal buyer, you want to choose what your business hours are. You want your family to know what your business hours are. For me, I have 2 younger kids. So, and they're thankfully old enough that I'm not worried about their safety if I don't have my eyes on them every 2 seconds. But it's helpful for my family to know on Monday nights, we do training and I'm not available between, XY, it's 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock or whatever time it is. They know that those are my work hours and that's when I'm working. So they know that if my door is shut to my office, normally they don't try to open it. Sometimes they still interrupt me. But I've taken multiple trainings on this. And there was one that always kind of sticks in my head. I don't know why, but she had young kids. And so she had someone to help or something like that. But she had a special toy box that was only for mom's work hours. So when mom was working or mom had a meeting and couldn't be interrupted, there was a certain set of toys. And this child, I think the child at the time was like 7 or 8. So okay to be kind of playing on their own close by. And she had a special set of toys, and I think for another person they used electronics that could only be done or used during mom's phone call time or work session time. And so it became more of a fun thing instead of it being a negative thing. It was like, oh, I get to play with these toys that are so fun or whatever it was. So that's just kind of an idea if you have young kids. But you just kind of have to decide what are your business hours. And of course, those can change depending on the day and or the week or the time of year. When the kids are in school, it might be totally different than summertime. But whatever it is for that season of your life, you decide how often do I want to work, and then focus on work. So I know for me, if I'm working on a project, it's very easy to be distracted by Facebook notifications. So if what was that?
Shut them off.
Yeah, exactly. So turn off your notifications, turn your phone sound down, and give yourself, even if just an hour, sometimes all it is 15 minutes. If that's all you have, you can do a lot of phone calls in 15 minutes. I know it doesn't sound like it, but you really can. Phone calls or create something or plan your party that you have coming up or whatever it is, put together some mailings for your consultants, do some recognition. There's all kinds of things you can do, and you can set aside that time. And this is the time I have for this particular thing, and then focus on it and commit to that. And you're going to find, of course, Jafra is flexible. That's the beauty of it. You can always be flexible. But if you set a basic schedule for yourself, you're going to find you get a lot more done than if you just kind of wing it. Because as you all know, time flies very fast. And if you don't have a time for something, you don't set aside time for it, your weeks and months can fly by, and you can find yourself at the end of the month going, I needed this for this month and it didn't happen. Well, you got to plan for it. So
I think sometimes too, the biggest thing is to just decide how many hours you really want to dedicate to Jafra, because that all depends. It's very individual.
Yep.
Like you said, Lori, and what your flexibility is like. And then when I was coaching, my coach said to me, your hours, your schedule can be flexible, but it cannot be optional.
Right.
So it has to get done, but how you decide to do it, that can change because life happens and things happen. But if you're going to do, 15 hours a week of Jaffa, you've got to do 15 hours, whether or not you do them in 3 hours, a day, or 5 hours on 3 days, or if you have to do it all in one day, it doesn't matter. But it has to get done. So if you just kind of think of that, even when you're making your to-do list, or like you said, Lori, kind of figuring out what you're going to do today, okay, I may be dedicating an hour to calling my clients today. All right, that's my schedule. It can be flexible. I can break it down if I need to, but I have to do that, in order to be successful, like you said, because this business, it's so easy to get distracted. But if you really want to make it successful and reach the goals that you're setting for yourself, that's where your discipline comes in, I think, too. And make it fun, because then it doesn't. And
reward yourself. Like at the end of the week, when you've done everything, you've done your hours and stuff, have some check boxes as you're going through your week. And at the end of the week, reward yourself with whatever it is that you want to do. Have a fun Friday. If you get everything done by Friday morning at 10 or whatever, and Friday afternoon, you're going to whatever it is, to the beach, or go take your kids and do something. And if they can look forward to things like that too, then my daughter, she's 13, and she knows that I'm in the Mazda car program, and she keeps asking me how many I've sponsored toward the Mazda. She calls it her car. So, because she figures when I earn it, then it'll be about right for her to, start learning to drive. But anyway, your kids get invested in what you're doing if you're a mom, and they watch what you're doing, and they pay attention. And they encourage you, and they're like, hey, Mom, have you done this? So at least that's what my experience has been. Right. So when you share your vision with your family, and you tell them, you sit them all down on a Sunday and say, okay, guys, this week, this is my goal. I think telling people your goal, even if it's just your family, it kind of keeps you accountable, or if you have a Jaffa buddy, tell your Jaffa buddy your goal. So you keep each other accountable. And you can have them in an encouraging way, not in a beat down way. But if you have a bad week, you can say, hey, I had a bad week. Now I got to catch up next week, whatever. But if you want to do this as a business, start talking about it. Share it with your family. Share it with your loved ones, your husband or your wife or whatnot. And just share and be open and have fun with it. And have fun sharing your successes, When you've reached all your goals and you have a success, they'll rejoice with you because they know what your goal was and what your plan was and how important it is to you.
So Lori, yeah, I did that. Sabrina did that for me. I didn't even ask her to. She just started.
Of course she did.
Several years ago, she knew my goal was to do 400 a week. And she would be on me all the time. Mom, did you do that? Well, why didn't you do it? Well, what can you do different? And then, so my reward was she bought me, I know this is going to sound really lame, but years and years ago, I used to watch this show called Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I loved it way back in the day. Well, for Christmas one year, she gifted that to me, the first season. And so if I didn't make my goal for the week, then I couldn't watch an episode.
That's awesome.
Because I wanted to watch the episodes, I would work, and she was always on me. Well,
that's so funny. So, yeah, I think they really they get invested in it, and they watch you, and they watch you. They love it when you reach a goal and you're excited, and they're excited for you because they love you, and it's amazing how much they pay attention to that you don't realize. So yeah, I think it's really important to share your goals with your family. And if your family is not supportive, share with your best friend or whoever it is in your life, whether they're Jaffa or not, that's going to support you and lift you up, because you want to be surrounded by people who will lift you up and support you, good or bad. So
celebrate
you have those, celebrating all the little things, the little successes, for sure.
I agree.
Absolutely. And your Jaffa family will do that for you too, but it's good to have people that you see every day that are going to be in your corner for you as well. All right, so the next piece, we're almost done. Take advantage of Jaffa's digital tools to sell and sponsor online. So the where this is not correct. This is one of the old things we need to change on this document, but I will show you Jaffa's social is a big piece of our free, it's all free to us as Jafra consultants. And there is a ton of things to share, especially as a new person. You have a huge amount of things you have not tried yet. So if you go to social.jafra.com, media library, I went directly to social-en for the English version, but you can go to Spanish here too. But social.jafra.com, you'll have a choice of English or Spanish. And then media library, you've got Facebook covers, products, beauty tips, opportunity shares for sharing, quotes, Jafra events, holidays, and videos. So let's say Facebook covers for your business page. You could go to makeup and the new tool brow triangle with spoolie. There's 2 of them there for you. And all you do, if you want to click on one of them and choose it, is you click on it till it's the only one there on the screen. Right click, save image as, and then go find a spot on your computer that you want to save it. Super simple. And then from there, you can share it. You can also follow Jafra. They have their little, that's Jafra.com, Jafra Corporate. But this is basically, there's a ton of, like for beauty tips, I love the beauty tips because you want to be seen as the expert. So for instance, you can use this one under fragrance. It's extend your scent. Apply your perfume last by applying the moisturizer before you spray. Make your perfume last by applying moisturizer. Hydrated skin will hold fragrance longer, slowly diffusing the scent throughout the day. Things like that, most people don't know. And so when you share something like that, you become the expert and they're going to come back to your page to see something else. There's a ton of them under skincare. There's a whole lot. So, and you can share these. They always update or they'll add new ones and they're going to start adding more as well. Usually under, well, they'll do a lot of different ones, but under products, if there's a new product, like they have this, the makeup triangle with spoolie, they also have this kabuki brush. So they're going to have those new products. They're going to be under product area. Okay. Great tool. So take advantage of those and use them to share anywhere on social media or to text to people. You can use it all kinds of places because they save as photos that you can share. There's also videos, like there's GIFs and there's also YouTube links. So you just kind of have to look through there and pick and choose what you want to use, but they're really cool. Yeah, that's not there. Whoops. I'm losing my scrolly bar, scrolly thing on my mouse. All right. So when you order the 129 kit, you have a Jafra USB that comes with it. There is some training there, but you will also find all of those on Jafra Royalty. So if you got the $49 kit and you chose to spend your dollars on picking and choosing what you wanted to order, totally fine. All of those trainings are going to be under Jafra Royalty Beautiful, where I showed you earlier. So no problem. All right. I know there's more, but this would be a 3-hour training if I kept going.
So you have to come back next week.
So you have to come back next Sunday, yes. And tomorrow, well, if you're watching this recording, it probably won't be tomorrow. But there is also training for all consultants on, we're going to be doing mostly new consultant training and walkthroughs on Sunday nights.
Tomorrow, because it'll always
and tomorrow there is new consultant training with Jackie as well, which is July 16th is tomorrow. So if you're watching this after the fact, then it's probably recorded and you can watch the recording. But I would highly suggest doing that. She's going to talk about smart shopping. Even if you're just going to be a personal buyer, personal shopper, there's smart ways to do that. And she's going to talk about that tomorrow, as well as business basics. So you'll have a ton more, a little bit different spin on it, which will be great, which will be a good complement to this. And then come back next Sunday for, well, every Sunday, where we're going to be here going through more and more training and details and helping you guys to get started or relaunch, depending on how long you've been in.
Right. The same address, the same Zoom meeting.
Yep. This is the link you're on, the 100-700-599. That's the meeting ID on Zoom for all of our English division training. So anytime you see an English division meeting, that's where we have it.
Right.
So you can just click on the link and join in.
Right. And the times?
Sunday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountains, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern for Consultant Mastery. And on Mondays, it's at 5 p.m. Pacific is the consultant training, and 4 p.m. is the opportunity meeting. And that's where you can invite all your guests, anybody that's interested in possibly joining Jafra. Hurley, Sunday, we do new consultant training. If you want to bring a guest, just to kind of give them an idea of the training we do, I'm fine with that. It's okay. Anything that's going to get someone interested in Jafra is good with us. So it's good to let us know if there's someone who's not a consultant on a meeting, just so that we are aware. It might change how we present something maybe, or how we talk about it, or explanation that we give. So it's a good idea to let us know ahead of time. But other than that, they'd be welcome.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I'm glad you like the relaunch idea. I think it's good for all of us to refresh and think about think about what we're doing and how we're doing it, and maybe change how we're doing something. If something's not working, it's good to refresh your business periodically.
Absolutely.
And to think about your dreams. What are you doing it for? Why are you doing it? What gets you through the days when it's a struggle? Because any business owner anywhere in any business will tell you that there are days when it's a struggle, and it's going to be, you're going to have those days. And what gets you through that? What are you looking at on your mirror that gets you through that day and gets you started again and get you fresh, get you excited again? So think about those things and refresh them periodically. Change what they are if you need to,
Gotta hit that refresh button. Sometimes it just keeps loading and loading and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. You gotta refresh it. Boom.
Awesome. I love it. All right. Anybody have any questions?
I do. It's regarding hopefully a new launch of a product. Is the men's line being updated at all?
That is a great question. I think we are going to get a lot of answers to those questions at conference this year, because they're going to lay out the next few years of launches, and not lunches, but launches.
Lunch too.
Yeah, we'll have lunch there too. Are you going to be at conference this year? Are you going to be able to come?
Right now, I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to. I run a camp food service, and I am the key person.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I might be able to.
Well, I know that anything they launch at conference or talk about at conference becomes public knowledge after conference.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes during, and sometimes they even will do live broadcasts of some of the meetings, not nearly all of them, but periodically, like during some of the awards and stuff, they will go live and they'll say, on Jafra Beauty Insiders, we're going live, So I don't know if they're going to do that this year. It was kind of a surprise last year when they did it, but keep an eye out for that.
Sure.
But yeah, I would hope so. I would hope they would do a little bit of maybe a royal jelly version or something. I don't know. That would be fun.
Right. Yeah.
Men's line. But we'll see.
Yeah, and even if they don't do it live, as soon as the conference is over, Jafra will. I'm sure they already have a whole schedule of communication for everything that's going to be new.
Exactly. Yep, and it'll be all over. We're all going to be going, oh my gosh, did you hear? So all of that will come out, I'm sure. But yes, we have not heard specifically about a men's line, but I've been hoping for that too. My husband uses Royal Jelly Ritual. So
mine too.
Yeah. But who knows? We'll see. Anybody else have any questions?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Katya.
I just wanted to make sure, because I got a little confused with the conference. The new consultants, they still have it at 119 if they're active, of course, qualified.
No, just if they're new consultants.
Only if they're new consultants?
Yeah, they guys have to have signed up after February 1st and before August 2nd. So August 2nd is the cutoff for new consultants. So anyone who signed up after February 1st gets 119 through August 2nd, which is registration day.
Oh, okay. But they do have to be a qualified consultant.
Qualified means they did a $300 order in their first 2 months. No. Required this.
Oh, no?
They just have to have a business kit.
Correct. If they got a business kit, even if they didn't do a big order right away, they qualify as a new consultant, just not a QNC. But they don't have to be a QNC to be at conference. We want everyone there.
Oh, okay.
Even if they got the business kit and didn't place an order at all.
Yeah.
Oh, That's strange. I had one consultant who tried going in and it wouldn't let her, and I automatically just thought it was because she had not placed her order yet, an order.
Ever try it again?
Yeah, or have her buy a
Okay.
lipstick. I mean, maybe it triggers the system to read it differently.
Right.
I would just get on Jafra Chat on Monday and ask
Okay.
if they have it. Just ask them, is there any reason why it wouldn't show up or wouldn't allow her to? Because I know that they want everyone there. So
Okay.
if she has a kit, she's able
Yeah.
to. I just might need to turn something on in the back of the house or something for her to be able to.
Got you. Okay. I'll have her do that then. Yeah, because I know she wanted to go, but we're like, oh, I think you have to get $300.
No.
I thought.
No, if she wants
Okay.
to activate her account, so there's active and there's QNC. Active means she buys a lipstick or a pencil sharpener or anything $1 or more retail. She can become active, which means she'll start getting mail. So I would suggest doing that. Just get herself something, even if it's.
Well, she signed up in April, so it's not too long. Yeah.
She can still become active by buying one item. QNC,
Well,
she cannot.
She did that already. Yeah. Okay.
So she's fine.
Okay. I'll tell her to try it again then.
And have her chat with Jaffer. Get on Jaffer Chat, like I showed you guys tonight.
Okay.
Just say, hey, I'm trying to sign up for conference. I'm a new consultant. Here was my sponsor date. Here's my ID number, because I'll ask her anyway.
Right.
You see why it won't let me, or
Right.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be great to meet you in person, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
Like every single meeting.
I know. Just trying to get as much information as I can, so
really
it
happy that you're here
flows
with
easier.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so are you the Kathia that was on the Saturday call yesterday? Are you with Chris Uribe?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm so proud of you. I was listening to yesterday's conversation, and so just really proud of you and what you're doing in Vegas. Can't wait to meet you.
Thank you. And it went really well. Yesterday we had a class, and Chris came over and helped me out. And I sponsored 3 ladies
Wow. Whoa.
Congratulations.
last night. Yeah.
Right.
Yay.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And they bought the 129 kit.
Wow.
49.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So.
And so
Yeah.
now invite them to come to conference. They're
Right.
in Vegas anyway.
Yes.
It's just the 119. They may not need to stay at the hotel. It's fun if they can, but if it's late notice and they can't, that's fine.
Yeah, I would definitely get them there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the pop-up shop for logo
Yeah.
gear, and all of that is only available at conference. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure, if they can get there, just do the 119 registration, because they're gonna get the goodie pack, and then even if they can't come to every single meeting, get as much as they can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
There will be some offers that's only available to conference attendees.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially now that we're launching this new Royal Jelly Revitalized, I can't wait to see what they're offering us.
Exactly.
It'll be something that
Gotcha.
only we can purchase.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to give them a call and encourage them
Yeah.
to do that.
Especially since they don't have to do flights or
Right.
or hotel or anything.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
it's to me.
even the hotel, they have the 9. Is the block off yet?
Yeah, it's gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But
But yeah, I don't have to worry about that. We
Just have
don't.
Uber.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uber over. Yeah.
Exactly.
I would really encourage them to come.
Yeah.
You pay $119 and you get more than that and goodie stuff for free.
God.
So
Awesome.
the value is incredible, and the options are incredible. So for sure.
Right.
So it's
Definitely.
right now for consultants, it's 173,
No, it's 300.
178.
It's gone up to 300.
100 now.
It's 300 now.
Mhm.
Woo, okay.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God. Okay.
Yep. It went up July 14th, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yesterday. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they may do some, bonanza.
Yeah, you never know.
24 hours only. Or
Yeah.
That's why you want to have your texts, because if they do something special, it'll
Right. I
definitely
do have my text. Yeah.
maybe like 48 hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You never know.
I'll keep my eye out.
Yeah,
And then-
they're finishing up the Miami trip, so anything that's going to happen like that won't happen probably, till a little bit later. But
Right.
And if you really seriously want to go, Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
let me know. And sometimes
Yeah.
Sarah,
I
where do you
seriously want to
live?
go. I live in Massachusetts. I live not too far from Marie,
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
about 25 miles from Marie.
we already got a room, Sarah, so you're more than welcome to buck in with
There
us.
we go. Okay.
That would save you almost $150
We got
anyway.
the special
So
$99 room rate.
there you go.
Right. I got to see if I can
Yeah.
get that time. It's Wednesday through Saturday. Saturday doesn't matter to
It's
me.
really Thursday through Saturday.
Yeah.
It was Thursday.
Thursday,
Okay.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah, the kickoff general session is Thursday night. We do have Wednesday night
Okay.
Amber Region get together, but that's not an official part of.
All right. So Thursday night.
Yeah,
is
they
when I
have
would have to
training.
be there.
They do have training all day long on Thursday. It starts at 9.
Okay.
So
Thursday,
it does
Wednesday night.
start
And that's
Thursday.
valuable.
Yes.
Okay. So all day Thursday, all day Friday. So 2 days.
Yes. And then
Will
Saturday.
not be as
and-
bad.
Half a day on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half day Saturday.
Yeah, the
I
weekend
can
is not an
text you
issue.
I can text you my flight information too.
Oh, okay.
And
Great.
that way, if you want to fly with us,
Mm-hmm.
do that too.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to see if I can get Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, it would be amazing. This year is going to be
Really?
so.
I know. It's
Marie, when are you coming in and when are you leaving?
Oh, I'm coming in. We're coming in Tuesday afternoon. We're leaving Saturday late, like 5 o'clock Saturday night. So, yeah.
All right, ladies, I'm going to stop recording because we've been talking
Okay.
about how awesome it would be to be a conference, and it will be.
okay.
But, you know.
Thank you.
All right, I need to go make some calls.
All right. See you
All right.
next
Good
Sunday.
night.
Yes, okay.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night, Marie.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Have a good
Good
have a
night.
good week, everybody.
We'll talk soon, Sarah.
All right, Marie. Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
honey.